there, News 8. Hold up. I got to bring my people in on this one. All right, so apparently somebody was held captive for 20 years by their stepmother. We're going to find out what this is about. Hold on. All right, y'all can see it, right?
Tales of torture, abuse, and kidnapping coming out of Waterbury tonight. It was all discovered after police say a 32-year-old man set his room on fire in order to escape his stepmother.
That woman is now accused of holding him against his will for more than 20 years. News 8's Bob Wilson filed that story before heading to breaking news.
So today, all the details came out in court, in the court documents. 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, she's accused of just locking her stepson inside the bedroom for not only days, years, but decades.
What?
Her attorney says, wait, not so fast. That
okay.
never happened.
Okay.
Police say a 32-year-old man told first responders that he intentionally set his upstairs room on fire by using a lighter, hand sanitizer, and paper because he wanted to be rescued and, quote, wanted his freedom.
It was like a bright orange, like it was just intense. The flame was in that window on the right.
Firefighters put out the blaze and pulled the man to safety. He told them that he'd been locked in his bedroom since he was 11 years old for more than 2 decades.
What?
He claims he drank water from the toilet because he was only given 2 glasses of water per day. According to the court affidavit, the man says he was pulled out of school after the school called the Department of Children and Families twice due to him constantly asking students for food during lunchtime because he was allegedly starved at home. Police say he suffered prolonged abuse, severe neglect, starvation, and inhumane treatment for more than 20 years.
What?
Police said he did not receive medical or dental care and was severely emaciated. They arrested his stepmother, 56-year-old Kimberly Sullivan, whose lawyers say that's not the real story.
He was not locked in a room. She did not restrain him in any way. She provided food. She provided shelter. She is blown away by these allegations.
Prosecutors charged Sullivan with 5 crimes for her alleged kidnapping and abuse. Her attorney says the biological father lived there for years until recently.
He was the biological father. He's the one that dictated how his son would be raised. We think as the evidence comes out, you will see that she's not the villain she's being made out to be.
I can't imagine how horrible his conditions were. This is insane. This is crazy. I mean, right next to our house, we're like 15 feet away.
Bond has been set at $300,000.
I'm going to tell you right now, if she didn't do anything at all, if there was nothing, a $300,000 bond just on the word of somebody who set their own place on fire just seems weird. I don't know on this one, guys. This one is interesting. But it said that he went to school at some point. This was years ago, because he's 32 now. So he was at school, I guess, 20 years ago when he was 12 or so, asking people for food. They either gave it to him or not. It doesn't matter. And then at some point, he's just living in the attic. And I heard what that lawyer said. I heard what the lawyer said. The lawyer said, well, you know, that wasn't her son, so it was up to the father who lived there until recently to dictate how the son was raised. So what they're saying to me, what I'm hearing is that shit did happen, but the lady was not the initial purveyor. She just kept it going after dad left or whatever happened with dad. And then the I would say kid, but the guy was like 32. Like, what are we talking about here? First of all, if I'm not restrained at 32, now, I don't know. They said the guy was, in the captions, it said that he was malnourished. So I believe he was like 100 pounds or something like that. And at 32 years old, fully grown man at like 100 pounds, you probably are malnourished. So I don't believe for a second that nothing was going on. I just don't know if that one lady was able to carry that out by herself. And it sounds like she didn't. It sounds like the dad had something to do with it, which is freaking crazy to me. But that's what it is, guys. That's what it is. So, wow. 20 years? And nobody came looking? See, this is what I be trying to tell y'all. Like, when stuff is happening and people don't ask questions, after a while, you become complicit in the situation. You notice that this kid ain't been around in 4 or 5 years. You notice that when he was around, he wasn't eating right or something. And nobody even cares no more, man. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So to a degree, if he was going to school at some point in time, I got to blame the school a little bit. Like, when does the school have a responsibility to call the authorities? Only what? If they see like a bruise on a kid? Or it's just totally up to them. I know that, right? But if they see like a bruise on a kid, they're supposed to basically call the authorities, right? Or if the kid says that they're not eating correctly or whatever, if there's something being kept from them that's like a necessity of life, they're supposed to call the authorities. So to some degree, whatever school he was going to when he was 11, 12 years old, like they said, I hold that school to account as well. Everybody is nobody gets a pass here. Not in this one. Not if he was already exhibiting the signs that there was a problem and then he disappears for 20 years and nobody comes asking. And then the father, they need to get the father on here. That's what they need to get. I don't know. There was more to it. I'm sure there was cocaine involved or one of those narcotics somewhere in it. I mean, this lady kind of looks like she does at least a couple of bumps in a day. You know, she has the look. I don't know for a fact, but I'm just saying she has the look. She's definitely got the costume on. She's got the cokehead costume on.